Good day, everyone. Welcome to another edition of So You Want to Lead a Party. I'm Nate,
I'm Ragan.
and we're changing things up a little bit this week. Thanks again to those of you who have reached out, giving us some feedback on the show. We're trying some new stuff this week. Ragan, what's on the menu tonight?
On the menu tonight, we have already done our build. What is happening with my computer? We've already done our build, so we figure by this time we all know how to build a character.
Right.
So we're going to show you the complete project, and then we are going to start an adventure. It is going to be a solo adventure, so it's one DM, one player, and to give you a little bit of information, it's going to be based off of somebody's tweets. Ooh. Then later on, not this week, but perhaps next week, we're going to add in a couple of other things. So like Nate said, thank you so much for letting us know what works, what doesn't work. That's how we improve and get better. All right, so Nate, are you ready to jump right on in?
Absolutely.
All right, so this week we built a character based on Thomas Edison. Yes, we made Thomas Edison a Warforged rogue level 15. Now, here's why we thought about what we did with Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, definitely a genius, definitely understood how to make things work and what would work for the public. But Thomas Edison also did some very naughty, bad things, such as stealing other people's ideas and making them into his own patents, and basically not one of the greatest guys. He used public perception to kind of get people to turn on some people who he found were standing in his way. So kind of shitty. But here, as you can see, what we've mostly focused in on was his dexterity and his constitution. We made him a mastermind type rogue. So his dex and constitution are at a 20. We then next went for his wisdom and charisma, giving him that +2, 14 for his wisdom, +1, 12 for his charisma. And then his intelligence and strength, we are kind of like, he's a rogue. He doesn't have to be strong. He just has to be dexterous. His hit points are 153 at level 15. So he can get into that fight and then get out. He's got an armor class of 17 with light armor. That's pretty freaking good, especially since all he's got is a rapier and 2 daggers. We did, for this one, give him lightning resistance armor. We just thought that that would be fun going in with it being Thomas Edison. Now I want to take you over to his passive wisdom. His perception over here is a 22 and his insight a 17. That's pretty good. We doubled up on his deception, intimidation, perception, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth. So basically, this guy's coming in there. He's going to convince you of everything that he said, and at the same time, strip you of everything that you have on you. You're going to look down, and all you're going to have are your boxer shorts with the little hearts on them. Exactly. He's got a light crossbow with, oh my gosh, I'm just looking at this. He's got a fight range of 320. That's going through somebody. We also, like I said, gave him the 2 daggers, and we also gave him a rapier. Again, you got to keep it light. You got to be able to go in and jump out. he only gets one attack per action, but that's okay. He's a master of tactics, cunning action, misdirection. Which way do they go? Uncanny dodge. When an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's damage against you. Nice. Oh my gosh. Did you just see his sneak attack?
Yeah.
8d6. Wow.
Rogues are great.
That is so good. Insightful manipulator. You spend 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside combat. You can learn whether it is your equal, superior, or inferior. Nice. Reliable talent. Once per turn for sneak attack, you deal an extra 8d6 damage to one creature. Ouch. Holy crap.
High
So
level
that,
rogues.
oh my gosh, so that's like, could potentially, this is like highly unlikely, but could potentially be up to 48 points of damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus, if you score a nat 20, you double that. So
96.
yeah.
Wow. Why do I not play rogues more often? What the hell is wrong with me, man?
Benoit would make an amazing rogue.
Well, Benoit at this point, so everyone knows Benoit is one of the characters I play in one of the campaigns that we have. And Benoit is a level 14 gunslinger, halfling. And while I do kind of like the idea of Benoit being a rogue, we already have a rogue in our party.
Yeah.
We don't need 2 rogues, and the most I could do is get up to like a level 6 as a rogue. And I'm just gonna see how it goes with the gunslinger business. I basically want to be Idris Elba.
Yeah.
You know, I want Benoit. How I picture is that Benoit retires. All right. Benoit goes back home. They're taken back into their father's good graces. I think it is, my father's name is Craig Stone of Daniel. And hopefully he takes me back after I was engaged to, let me think here, not Hiddleston, what was it? Tom, not Hardy, the one who plays Spider-Man.
Garfield, Tobey Maguire.
No, not Tobey Maguire, the new one.
Okay.
The new guy. It's Tom, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's the
Tom
dancer.
Holland.
Huh?
Tom Holland.
Yes,
No.
Holland of Tom. Yes. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad that I forgot that poor man's name. Yes. Benoit was briefly engaged to them and then left them at the altar, which even made the battle between the 2 families even worse. And so Benoit will go back home, be taken back in with their father after they've, done their adventures and saved the realm, and then retire and have as their consort Idris Elba. Yeah, I think that would work. Yeah, cool. I like this idea. But I am still ticked off because in our campaign, we're facing like, what is it now? We've got like 12 elementals coming at us.
Oh, we've got more. We've got like big honking ones coming up too. Because, we had another wave about to hit right before we ended the last session.
Yes. So anyway, I had this boomerang handmade, and it was gorgeous and beautiful. And the first time I used my boomerang, it is now stuck in a water elemental, and I have to wait for a portal to open. So I may not be able to get my boomerang back. I might have to leave it to get into the portal.
It did work as intended.
No, it didn't. It did not come back. So that the intent
comes
is
back
for
if you
it to
miss.
go. No, it's supposed to go, hit its opponent, and come back. It's not supposed to stay. It's supposed to hit, come back. Hit, come back. Throw, hit, come back. Throw, hit, come. That is literally the job of a boomerang. Am I right or am I wrong?
It'll still be there. The air elementals will take very good care of it for us.
I'm very disappointed that you are not more upset about this with me, and I'm finding it difficult to work with you at this moment. And I feel that you are
I'm going to share my screen here.
Are not. I feel that you are not supporting me here. This hurts me.
The boomerang is a ranged weapon, and any creature proficient with a javelin is also proficient with this weapon. On a miss, the boomerang returns to the thrower's hand.
Okay, so now, okay, I'm going to make it so that you can no longer share your screen. And what I'm going to say here is this. Do not come at me with calm and reason when I am upset. Okay. You have known me long enough that you know that when Ragan is upset, what you as Nate could do is go, you're absolutely right, Ragan. So let's start this again. I'm upset that I'm not getting my boomerang back.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that. You're so good to me.
See, I take notes.
Okay, so we're going into our next segment, which is our adventure. So this part, I'm really going to need a lot of people to be gentle on because this is my first time ever DMing, and I'm very excited about this. I thought about this and I kind of worked on it, and I'm very excited. Okay. Let me set the scene for you. You are now in the world of Mo's Raglandia. All right. It is a vast realm, but we're going to focus in on a particular part of it. There is a little town called Finmore. And in this little town of Finmore, there is a tavern. All right. This tavern is owned by Queen Elizabeth, who we have met before as one of our builds. She is a Vidalcan artificer, and she is also the mayor of this particular town of Finmore. With her is her royal consort, Nikola Tesla, who again, we have met before, and he too is an artificer. Now, Nikola is returning after his defeat against Nefertiti. If you maybe remember in our boss fight, Nikola Tesla faced off with Nefertiti for the entertainment of two gods, I guess they were? Yes, gods. All right, so now he's gone from a level 20 to a level 1. So he's, yeah. That's what happens when you lose a boss fight. You go back to the beginning. So yeah, he is now at the tavern licking his wounds. He's very upset because the reason why is that as a level 20, he was going to go out into the realm to search for a great treasure for one of their employees, Fledums. Fledums is a gnome that works at the tavern for Queen Elizabeth and Nikola Tesla. And Fledums has been with Queen Elizabeth and Tesla for many years. And they wanted to present him with the ultimate present, the present that he has always wanted, he has always set his heart on, and that is a PS5. But the only PS5 that exists in that realm is being held by a level 20 big boss. Yeah, right. So now Nikola and Elizabeth have to find an adventurer to help them go forward on this quest. So they've sent out messages all across the land and enters what could be a potential hero. So, Nate, do you wish to join this adventure?
Yes, I accept.
All right. So, Nate, if you could please introduce your character.
He is approximately 5'7". His fur has a bluish cast to it. He has red eyes and horns that curl backwards and slightly out, and then backwards again.
Oh.
At his right hip, he has a rapier. Crossed behind him, he has 2 daggers. On his other hip, he has a hand crossbow, and he snaps, and a mage hand appears, scratches the blue beard on his chin. Level 20 boss, you say? Well, what the hell else was I going to do? Snaps, and the mage hand disappears. This is Zark. He is a feral tiefling. He is an arcane trickster, a little bit of a spy, and you might say charming rogue. So he's always up for a bit of it. So,
all right.
Who do I have to talk to?
So, let us explain a few things to you first. One, we've had other adventurers come to us saying that they would help us with this quest.
Who am I talking to?
And you are talking to Queen Elizabeth right now.
Okay.
Of course, she's going to be doing the talking. She's the queen. So you're talking to Queen Elizabeth at this time, and she is explaining to you that they've had many adventurers go on this quest, and none have ever returned. This is why they were going to send Nikola, but he unfortunately cannot go on this quest. Now, before you reach the big boss, there are others that you must meet first before you can meet the final big boss. So it's not just one person you're going after, it's 10. So as you go against each of them, you do move forward on your levels so that hopefully by the time you reach the big boss, you have enough skills and enough weapons with you to be able to defeat them. As you meet each of these 10, you will also meet others who you decide if you want them to help you or if you want to go alone. So you're going to start off the first leg of your journey on your own, meeting your first person. So before you can go out, you must hop onto one of the ships and then go across the way to the next town. You're going to have to pay for your expenses on your own. We cannot provide you with anything at this time.
Hmm.
Do you accept this?
10 combatants, you say?
Yes. To reach the final combatant.
Well, it sounds like a royal challenge.
Okay.
I
So,
think.
all right. So tonight we will prepare a meal for you. You can rest here. And in the morning, you will have to hop onto the ship Tiberius. Okay. Once you return with the PS5, you will be rewarded with 50,000 gold pieces.
50,000, you say?
Did I not say that it's the only PS5 in the realm and we're getting this son of a bitch? Yeah,
Very
50,000
well.
gold pieces. What would you pay for a PS5?
Well, damn.
Fledums really wants the PS5 and we're getting it for him, god damn it.
All right.
All right.
Sounds like fun. Let's do it.
All right. So you have your meal. You stay in a very nice room for the evening. All right. What do you do the night before you go on your quest?
Sharpen everything, certainly. And I run through the enchantment and illusion spells that I have memorized. I practice prestidigitating the candles on and off. How big is my room? Am I able to like practice my swordplay?
Okay, so let's imagine that this room has a double bed. It has a I don't even know what you call them, but I guess like one of those baths where you can like, bathe. They'll just bring the water to you kind of thing. So you do have a bit of space where you could do a little bit of practice, but not so much that you can go wild with it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's mostly you just standing there and just yeah.
Wada. Okay.
Yeah. And that's literally the sounds that you make. Woulda.
Wada.
All right. Okay. So now it is the next morning. They give you a nice breakfast, and then you go on your way to the ship Tiberius.
Mm-hmm.
Standing at the ship is the captain. This is Captain, I'm just going to make up a name, Captain Kirk.
Very nice. Okay.
Let's just add some Star Trek into this shit. Captain James. Yes. Live long and prosper too, motherfucker. So this is Captain James. Captain James looks you up and down. You're a tiefling.
And
we've had problems with tieflings before. Are you going to be a problem?
What kind of problem have you had?
The kind of problem that required 5 sailors to introduce the tiefling to the depths of the ocean below.
I see.
So I ask again, are you going to be a problem?
Thank you for the warning. No.
All right. Your passage will cost you 3 silver pieces.
Hand it over.
Come on aboard. All right. So the captain continues to bring on passengers. They also bring on materials that they're going to be shipping over into the next town. After about an hour or so, everything is on board and they're ready to take off. So they take off from the port and then they start traveling. Please roll a d4.
Okay.
It's a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You sail across to the next town, no problem. All right, so the ship reaches the next town, and at the port is a guest waiting for you. Hold on. I was kind of hoping that you were going to run into a problem, but dang nabbit, you didn't. Son of a gun. Waiting for you at the port is Lauren Bobert. Lauren Bobert is a half-orc barbarian, half of the totem. They see you exit and they walk straight up to you. They push everybody else aside. They're an orc. That's what they do. And you are, may I ask?
Who's asking?
I asked first. You are.
Do I have anything like a missive from the Queen or something, or was this all a vocal contract?
This was all a vocal contract.
All right. I'm on an errand for the Queen.
Elizabeth sent you. Interesting. So I take it that you have joined her quest.
Yes, I'm interested in the promise of reward.
Well, I'm here to help you.
Indeed.
Why don't you come with me over to the tavern? Let's talk about what you already know.
Who's buying?
I'll buy.
Very well.
All right. So you walk into the tavern. It's on Boris Avenue near the Academy of Mystical Study. And its neighbors include the workshop of the female dwarf wizard named Gina and the verdant public garden. All right. It's a large building of timber and brick walls and has a small walled yard and garden. It was once a manor house and has a collection of artwork. So the accommodations there are several small rooms with beds and woolen mattresses. The innkeeper is a female human named Molly, and she seems to know the names of everyone who enters her inn. Now, when you enter, she looks at you with a kind of, I'm wondering if this one is going to be trouble. They also see that you're with Lauren, and this makes them even more upset. You take note of this. All right, so you sit down, and the items that are available: wine, cider, gin. You can also order food: steamed phoenix, roasted lamprey, roasted sausage and onions, steamed phoenix and poached eggs, or roasted bear and artichokes.
I could get cold gin and some sausage.
All right. So you give your order to Lauren, and Lauren gives it to one of the dwarf servants, and they go into the kitchen to get the food for you. So as you're sitting there waiting, Lauren is looking you up and down and says, "How did you find out about this adventure?"
I was invited.
Curious. You were invited by the Queen?
I would assume. I received word somehow.
Interesting.
How did you?
Well, I saw a flyer, and I'm curious as to why the Queen chose someone that she does not know for such a great task.
Can I tell if she's lying or not?
Roll a d20 for, let's say, perception.
Roll perception?
It's a perception or insight?
Insight, typically.
Insight, sorry. Roll a d20 for insight.
25.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Expertise, baby. I'm a rogue. Like, what do you want? I rolled an 18 plus 7. Like,
You can tell that Lauren is definitely lying about something. All right. There's something that they are being deceptive about. They are not being deceptive about knowing about the quest. They know about the quest. They know that you are there for the quest. But they are definitely hiding something about why they are there.
Okay.
Talking to you. Okay. So the food and the drink arrive. All right. Lauren hands you your plate and your beverage and then watches you to see if you'll eat first. What do you do?
Did the person serving seem nervous at all?
Well, it is a dwarf talking to an orc, so yeah.
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 Okay. Does anything? I take a deep sniff of the food, and I try to detect any hint of anything added, any extra flavors. I'm investigating my food, basically.
All right, so roll investigation.
Okay. 14 plus 7, so 21.
There is something off. You detect that this does not smell right at all in any way, shape, or form.
I'm not used to this kind of smell there, Ms. Bobert, is it? It smells different from this dish I've smelled back home.
Oh, that's odd. Do you want me to send it back to the kitchen?
Yes, please.
All right, as you wish. So the servant comes and they take it back. So Lauren starts to ask you a bit more questions about what brought you here, about your background, about who you are as a person.
Is there any other kind of food, like biscuits or like bread or something on the table?
No, there is not.
Okay.
All right. So at this point, you have to decide, do you want to continue to engage with Lauren, or do you want to find accommodation somewhere else?
She's looking into my background. Something's off with the food, and she's not being very revealing about herself. So I'm going to, I believe, excuse myself, and I'm very tired from my journey. I would like to find accommodations elsewhere. May I meet you in the morning if we are to proceed together?
It is at this point that Lauren puts an arm onto your arm, grabs hold of you, and then starts to unsheath their sword. No, I think you're going to stay. And we're going to talk.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Killing me won't get you that PS5 any faster.
Yes. but it will also get Elizabeth to give up her quest.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for you to die.
All right. So she wants to kill me. Like, this is the, okay. Huh. And she's got my arm. Am I grappled?
Because
I can try
No.
and extract my, okay.
No, they just have hold of your arm. They are at this point attempting to intimidate you.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So let's see here. I gotta pull up their character sheet.
You gotta pull up my character sheet or hers?
Hers.
Okay.
I was seriously hoping that you would get into trouble in the water. Dang nabbit. You and your high rolls here.
I don't. Like, what?
Apparently you don't roll as badly as I do.
I have something else in mind.
All right.
But you wanted to look something up?
Yeah, I just found it. All right, so let's see. All right, I'm gonna have them roll intimidation to see if this works on you.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
What do I roll to contest that? Or I mean, do I do that? Do I roll? If somebody rolls intimidation on me?
So they got a 16 in their attempt to try and intimidate you.
Okay.
All right. So for you, roll a, this one I would think would be a whiz save, wouldn't it? Because they're trying to show you that they're bigger and badder than you. So that would be a whiz save. That's the only way that we're going to know if their intimidation actually works on you or not.
Okay.
So do a whiz save.
Whiz save? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not proficient in those. Oh, that's a 4.
So you are intimidated by this person.
Uh-huh.
So you have to decide fight or flight.
How many people are around me right now?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the innkeeper, the dwarf servants, that's about 3, then Lauren, and then, so you've got, not including Lauren, you've got 8 people around you.
And it's a small tavern?
Yeah, it was basically a manor house, so yeah.
Okay. Tell you what I'm gonna do. This is some tiefling nonsense.
All right.
Once per long rest,
yes,
I can cast darkness as an action, as a 2nd level spell. I'm going to try and cast it on her arm on the table. And so from like 15 feet outwards, it plunges everything into darkness, and I'm going to try and twist out and scurry away.
Okay, so does she have to roll anything, like a save or anything like that, or you just cast darkness?
So darkness, 5e. A creature with dark vision cannot see through the darkness, and it fills a 15-foot radius sphere for the duration, for 1 minute, up to 10 minutes rather. It spreads around corners. Creature with dark vision can't see through it, and non-natural light can't illuminate it.
Okay.
If the point you choose is on an object you are holding or one that isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it, completely covering the source of the darkness with an opaque object, such as a bowl or a helm, blocks the darkness. If any of the spell overlaps with an area of light created by a spell of second level or lower, the spell that created the light is dispelled.
So you know that Lauren is an orc, right?
Yeah, she can't. She has dark vision, but she
Yes.
can't see through it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
she can't
All
see
right.
through
So
it.
you
Nor
correct?
can I. So yeah, I cast darkness.
All right. So
And-
now at this point, if you're okay, so they're not grappling with you or anything like that. So yeah, you pull away from their arm.
I draw my sword and start running.
Okay. It's at this point that the innkeeper is yelling after you. Don't ever come back. Be out of this town by dark.
Mm-hmm. I dismiss the darkness as soon as I'm away.
Okay. All right. So now you've got Lauren after you, and the innkeeper has now threatened you to be out of the town by night.
Cool.
What do you do?
I try and find a way out of town. Like,
Okay, so for this one, if you want to find a way out of town, that's going to involve an investigation throw.
okay. 16 plus 7, 23.
All right, there is a small road that leads into the woods. And so you take this road and you go into the woods. And then that's where we're going to pause. Because
Okay.
apparently you got through two things that I tried to set up for you.
Woo-hoo!
Son of a bitch.
I'm tricky. I'm a rogue. What are you gonna do?
So I'm gonna have to.
The coward that lives can tell the story any way he wants. Like,
All right. I'll let you through with this one because you rolled good. So fucker.
okay.
All right. So we'll put a little pause in that one and I'll come up with more. But right now you are on the outskirts of the town in the woods. And this is where you're going to meet your first challenge.
Okay.
All right. So thank you all so very much again for all your advice. Please keep it coming because we always want to get better. Nate and I are that type of people. So we love to adapt and change and stuff like that. This is a lot of fun. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, and also leave your comments because that really, again, does help us out a lot. All right, so thank you for joining us for another episode of So You Want to Lead a Party. I'm Ragan.
I'm Nate.
Say goodnight, Nate.
Poof, darkness, I'm out.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of So You Want to Lead a Party. Please click the subscribe button, the like button, and don't forget to ring the bell. And if you enjoyed this week's episode, check out last week's video or the YouTube suggested videos.